Hi, it's Manic44 here, and today I invite you to a review of the Nimrod green gases. The gases for the review were provided by Nimrod. Playing with gas-powered replicas is great fun. The loud bang, the recoil, the manual transferred one-to-one from the firearm, in addition the amount of ammunition in the magazines closer to real one, means that those seeking realism often put aside AEGs in favor of gas replicas. Unfortunately, in recent years people have believed, and some still believe, that gas replicas are a seasonal game, and as soon as the temperature drops, we can forget about shooting with GBB, because regular green gas does not work well with such temperatures. We lose power, we start having problems with the cycle, and sometimes a few shots and with replica dumping all gas at once. Fortunately, the seasonality of GBB replicas has long been a thing of the past, as there are now suitable gases available on the market for those cold or even winter days when we want to play with our beloved GBBR. Nimrod has such gases in the offer, and regardless of whether we need a very weak gas for the summer for Tokyo Mar replicas like blue gas, standard gas for those summer games in the form of green gas, stronger gas for those autumn games in the form of red gas, or a very strong gas that can handle even the lowest temperatures as exemplified by black gas. However, marketing promises are often one thing and reality is another. So today I invite you to a review based on which I hope you will be able to assess the capabilities of Nimrod gases for yourself. I will test them in summer conditions as well as simulated more winter ones, and I will compare how the replica behaves on a standard and the stronger gas. But first, let's take a closer look at them. As I mentioned in the intro, Nimrod Tactical offers 4 gases to choose from, and each of them is marked with an appropriate color for our convenience. Additionally, on the bottle of each gas we'll find information about it. Blue, the weakest gas with a pressure of 116 psi, is designed specifically for Japanese-made replicas like Tokyo Marui, because TM recommends a weak 144A gas with a pressure of about 112 psi for many of its replicas. The gas, according to the manufacturer, is not suitable for replicas that need high-pressure gas. I used this gas with my Noveski N4 on the last film from ASG Kraków Arena, and it worked very well. Of course, the gas is only for warm days. A green, standard general-purpose 145 psi gas that should work great on any warm day for the most of the year, but less so at lower temperatures. Red, professional gas with pressure of 174 psi is described as all-year-round gas, which according to the manufacturer can be used with most replicas except Japanese ones, such as TM. However, it's not suitable for very cold days. The last, black extreme gas with pressure of up to 203 psi is recommended by the manufacturer for winter use with decent high-end metal replicas. Improper use may result in damage of the replica or magazines. We get 500 ml of gas in the bottle. The nozzle is made of steel and the color is threaded. The gases have silicone added, but there is not much of it, and the replica does not spit it out like Protect gas, and the pressure given on the bottles refers to the results at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, but what are all these gases for? Green is not enough on me? And why are they described for summer and other for winter? As the temperature drops, the gas pressure in the magazine drops too. If the pressure drops too much, it may turn out that the replica using standard green gas will simply stop working probably after a few shots. The BB will fall out rather than fly out of the barrel, and the slide will not complete a full cycle to load the next BB. In extreme cases, this may end with all the gas being released out of the magazine. This is why, for example, Nimrod offers high-pressure gases and recommends them for the winter, because in such conditions, even if the gas loses a lot of power, it will still be strong enough for the replica to function normally. We know what parameters gases have, but let's test it in the practice. I will be performing tests on the Noveski N4 replica from Double Eagle with a nozzle from Angry Gun and Torp Sonic upgrades backing mounted on original Double Eagle magazines. I decided on it because it should withstand black gas in the warm test and shall not cause a light strike effect, more on that later. To make the results as reliable as possible, each gas received its own described magazine. The previous gas was released and the magazine was purged with the target gas, then loaded for about 10 seconds. The test was performed at a temperature of about 27 degrees Celsius using 0.30 gram BO Infinity BBs. Each magazine was left to reach the ambient temperature after being charged with gas. After 15 shots on the blue gas, I achieved an average of about 1.38 joules. On green gas, the average result is about 1.63 joules. Red is about 1.76 joules, and on the black gas is about 1.9 joules. So the power increase between gases was as follows. From blue to green, I gained about 0.25 joules. From green to red, the increase is about 0.13 joules, and from red to black is about 0.14 joules. Looking at the entire power range, the difference between the weakest and the strongest gas is about 0.52 joules. The difference in power can also be seen in the operation of the replica itself. Here, comparing the speed of the bolt movement between the standard green gas and the strong black one, it is clearly visible that the latter moves faster. The replica also kicks harder because of it, but above all, the internal parts are under greater load and can wear out faster or simply be damaged. This is why Nimrod recommends black gas for winter, when its pressure should drop to the normal levels for the replica. So let's check how the gases will cope with lower temperatures. I loaded all the magazines with gas and BBs and put them in the fridge for 2 hours, where the temperature dropped to about 5 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the blue gas gave me a result of about 0.80 joules. On green, the average result is about 0.89 joules. Red is about 0.98 joules, and the black is about 1.18 joules. In these conditions, the difference in power were very different. From blue to green, I gained about 0.09 joules. From green to red, the gain is another 0.09 joules, and from the red to black is about 0.20 joules. The difference between the weakest and the strongest gas was about 0.38 joules. The difference is of course still visible on the replica's operation and the bolt. Without surprise, it still moves significantly faster on the black gas than on the green, but it does not kick as hard as the higher temperature, which can be additionally seen in this comparison between green warm gas and cold black gas. Black in the cold lost so much power that the cycle becomes slower than the green warm gas, which in the same conditions will be weaker. This is why a black gas can be used safely on cold days, because its power drops so much that it is no longer potentially dangerous for our replica. Before I conclude, I would like to raise some issues regarding the results I obtained and the methodology. These results are not universal indicator of the differences between using gas on warm and cold days. On each replica and even on different weight BBs, these differences may be different, and there are too many factors to be able to clearly determine what differences can be expected. If you tested your replica on these gases at different temperatures, write your results in the comments. They will certainly be useful for further understanding what differences can be expected from those gases, because these results that I received apply only exclusively to my replica. So why I didn't test the gases on other replicas that I have? For a simple reason. First, I didn't want to ruin them. Apart from the N4, at the moment I only have pistols, and I simply didn't want to risk damaging them with black gas. Secondly, the results can be unreliable. If so-called light strike occurred, that I mentioned at the beginning and which I observed on my side blue. What is a light strike? To release the dose of gas needed to fire a shot, the valve knocker hits the valve in the magazine. If the gas pressure is too high, the spring of the knocker may be too weak and the valve may not be fully opened. In such a case, the gas dose is too small, and instead of increasing the power on strong gas compared to weaker one, it may turn out that the replica will actually shoot weaker than on the weaker gas, and this is what a light strike is. Since I was sure that the N4 would handle knocking the valve even on a black gas on a warm day, this is why I used this replica. So moving on to the results themselves. It seems to me that they show quite well that yes, higher pressure gases should work well in lower temperatures and allow for gameplay even at very cold days. In the case of my replica, I can't count on the performance of black gas at 5 degrees Celsius as on a warm day with green, but I can expect that I will still be able to use the replicas without any problems, so I could theoretically end here. But I think it's worth adding that I indeed tested it in combat conditions. During a game in February at Fabryczna, I used my replicas with red gas when the air temperature was around 5 degrees Celsius. Both N4 and Sky Blue worked without any problems that day, and I could enjoy playing with GBB despite the lower temperature. The entire gameplay can be watched on YouTube. The link to it is in the video description. Having today tests and combat test at Fabryczna, I can say with certainty that yes, if you want to shoot with your red gas replicas on cold days, then depending on the temperature, red or black gas from Nimrod should work just fine. However, such synthetic tests from the fridge do not take into account the temperature of the replica, which can also affect the test result. If you want me to repeat the test when it's cold outside, let me know in the comments. And now a small trap for gas enthusiasts who don't watch to the end. In the slow motion shots you can see that when I shot the replica it throws the nozzle up, and the bolt itself bounces terribly after the shot. Yes, I realize that it shouldn't be like that and that can be fixed, but honestly I don't feel like messing with it now, I'll worry if it breaks. That will be all for today. Let me know in the comments if you use Nimrod Gases on cold days, and if so, how do they work for you? Also, let me know if you liked the material, and if you so, don't forget to leave a like, as well as a comment will help me go through the algorithm and reach more viewers with the film. And for now, thanks for watching and see you next time.